All right. Good evening. Thank you for joining us for the Selectmen's meeting. If everybody would please rise to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We had a 5:30 executive session. Next on the agenda is to elect a chairman of the Board of Selectmen for 2014-2015. Nominations?
I'd like to nominate David Woodson as chair. He has expressed a desire to be chair for the ensuing year, so I would put his name in the nomination.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. Are there any other nominations? Okay, seeing none, would entertain a motion to elect David Woodson as chair for the 2014-2015 season. Okay. All right, so that'll be David, and then we need to elect the vice chair. So accept nominations for a vice chair.
I'll nominate Tammy Jo.
Okay, is there a second?
I'd second.
Okay, any other nominations? So all those in favor of Tammy Jo for the chair, vice chair for 2014-15? Okay, and David's not here yet, so we move on.
How
Yeah.
convenient.
We have no announcements. We have no additions or deletions to the agenda. We have no appointments. Would anybody from the public like to speak under hearing a delegation?
The appointments, Madam Chair, you didn't want to go down that list that we have?
Oh, no, that's different.
Okay.
That's just people that would...
Oh, it's committee reappointments, yes.
All right,
Sorry.
so we're all set on that. For correspondence, we have the treasurer's reports, Representative Libby's newsletter, the motor vehicle agent's May 2014 report, and the EcoMaine recycling report. Moving on, reports and staff initiatives, the Selectmen's report. Dennis?
EcoMaine had their annual meeting on Thursday. Very well attended. The commissioner of the DEP spoke. You might have seen some of that coverage on the news, but and just picked up, I guess, the news that they announced the other day. There's 3 communities up in the Bangor area that have just joined EcoMaine as contract waste for single stream recycling. So the number's now up to like 53, 54 communities. So. And the new chair of the board in there is Jim Gailey, who is the current town manager of South Portland. So he'd be chair for the next 2 years.
John?
Just an update on the photo day that's coming up. The Waterboro photo day will be on Saturday, July 12th. We're inviting anybody and everybody to take pictures within the borders of Waterboro on that day for that 24-hour period, and electronically send them into a photo day at waterboro-me.gov. And we will be looking through those photographs. They will most likely, the selected ones will be selected by the reporter, and it'll be a centerpiece there. Will be on display here at Town Hall, and they'll be on a Facebook page, probably all the photographs that people take on a Facebook page. So anybody that, what we're looking for is just a day in the town of Waterboro. It could be persons, places, things, activities going on during that day. So looking forward to a good, robust response there.
Are there any restrictions on pictures that can be sent in, or do they have to be date stamped? Do they have to be in a particular format, particular size?
Yes, we have. That's all going to be coming out in the reporter. We have a half page. The reporter, thank you for the reporter too, is that we will be paying for a quarter of that quarter page, and the reporter will be kicking in the other half page. That'll be in next week and the week after. which will tell you about all we're looking for something that will print out well, so a bigger setting on your iPad, on your iPhone, and maybe what 300 pixels or something like that per square inch. Is that? I'm not sure, but all that information will be on the web page and on the ad.
Okay, great.
And the pictures will become, when you send them in, they'll become the property of the town of Waterboro.
Okay, great. For myself, just a reminder that tomorrow night is the public hearing for the York County budget. It's going to be at the York County House in the basement, and that starts at 6:30 p.m. Moving on, Town Administrator's Report.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Do I have to say that? Personnel Policy Replacement Team, I guess I'll call that, is myself and Matt Boers and Mike DeAngelis to take the first stab at it. And after the staff meeting this morning, I'm pleased to say that a lot of the staff in this building is eager to help edit and make suggestions to that document, which I heartily endorse them to give me all their comments. I have to write a governance chapter, version 2 for the comp plan update. I did the first round and they'd like it a little bit different, so that and the personnel policy will take some of my time out of the office in the next couple of weeks. Our Highway 3 full-time laborer position generated 15 applications that closed out last Friday. I was pleased with that. We only had 3 as of the middle of the week. Doug, Matt, and I are reviewing the applications. We'll interview and hire that person as soon as possible, and then move on to hiring a new full-time Public Works Director, part-time Public Works Director. Also, hopefully, before July gets too far beyond us. Once time allows, I'm going to move on to working on 70 foreclosed properties. Some of those are occupied, and this is going to be a mini black hole of time, I think, once we start doing that. So if any citizens are listening to this broadcast and you know you're in foreclosure, please come in and talk to me and make any arrangements you can to get your taxes paid and current, because the town does not want to be in the real estate business. We do not want to take and own your property. We certainly do not want to evict anybody from their home. Doug and I have been out to Gobeil Park and sketched out some striping that will hopefully help the traffic and pedestrian safety out there. We'll be moving towards that and buying the supplies we need and actually pursuing what the selectmen have actually told us to do, and that is set the parking arrangement out there and improve pedestrian safety. There's another thing that we're going to probably have to talk about at the July 8th meeting, and that is at least one, if not other churches that are not being charged when they go to the transfer station. And I don't know if that's a board decision or what it was administrative decision in the past. But we're going to need to talk about that at a later meeting, because through the good efforts of one church that's kind of a swap shop, and God bless them for doing that, they get a lot of stuff. And some of that stuff doesn't even come from Waterboro, and it gets dropped off at the transfer station, and we're not charging for that. So electronics, all kinds of monitors and other things that we can talk about later. Annual town meeting, I haven't commented about that. Obviously, it was very poorly attended in a town of 7,700 people. We had 35 people there, and I'm very concerned about that. I want the public to know that I love the town meeting form of government, but I sat through one in my hometown of Sanford, fought like a dog to keep it, but when it wasn't working, it was time to move to something else. And I don't know if Waterboro's there yet. I've only been here a year. But you may be not too many years away from wanting and needing a town council form of government that's much more responsive to the business world. Right now, we do a lot of work to get ready for one meeting a year. Hopefully no special town meetings. With a town council form of government, you do your business every 2 weeks. And it's much more efficient. It's very different, and I like town meetings. But when they don't work, it's time to perhaps think about a change. And obviously that's a year or two down the road, but I think that I ought to throw my 2 cents worth in here for what my first town meeting was like. So with that, I'm done. Thank you.
Moving on to new business, discuss vote on proposed amendments to the parking ordinance and to schedule a public hearing. So Gary put together some options to address parking at Gobiel Park in the boat launch area. So Gary, you kind of want to review these?
We do have a parking and traffic ordinance here, and I gave the board two separate scenarios. And one is that we could simply call the area in question in front of his two driveways, and this is at Gobiel Park next to the boat launch on Ossipee Lake. We could call them a tow zone, and we define that in our ordinance now, and that is automatically a place where you do not park and you can be towed. We can sign it appropriately, and then our deputy can summons people and actually call for a tow truck and have them towed. This would include Mr. Bouffard and his customers. He rents boat slips there at his home. He also has some family and friends that have a boat there. The other thing that we could do is specifically mention this area by map and lot, and I've done that in a memo to the board here, identifying the property, the driveway areas, as well as the area along the house where there would be no parking as well. I think either one of these does the job, and I don't really have a preference.
In a way, it seems like the first one is the simplest, isn't it?
It is. I mean, we got a hen sketch over here that we did before. We're going to actually stripe out two about 13 by 44 foot tie down areas, and then we're going to have a travel lane where there's no stopping and no parking at all anytime. But I think, to be fair to Mr. Bouffard, we also need to maybe do a little bit of striping right in front of his driveways and in front of his home, so that nobody, including himself, parks there at all at any time. And I think that's only fair. And he's been stuck in there trying to go to church on a few Saturday afternoons. He's also caused some problems with the public, but we need to keep him from being stuck in his driveway if he needs to leave.
Myself, I prefer the first one because I think it gets messy when you have to start mentioning particular maps and lots and then talking about along the stockade fence.
Which could go
So
away.
I think that number one would be the cleaner option, like John
I
said.
agree.
Dennis?
Well, it's cleaner, but, you know, where are quote unquote the tow zones? No tow, I guess this defines them as tow zones, right? Do we have a definition of how many tow zones we have in town?
No, you sign them and
It's
they're a tow
just
zone.
the sign goes up and that's it, right?
Pretty much the same thing that he has there now, but we just changed the citation to a local ordinance and not state statute.
So as long as, I guess this contract deputy knows where the tow zones are, then it's the cleanest way to go. If there's a question of where the tow zones are, or is that really a tow zone, or did somebody put a sign up there? You know, I guess that would be the only reason to define specifically what we're talking about.
Yeah, they aren't defined specifically geographically in the town, so I
Right.
think the decision was to just, you sign them.
I'm not
that's what
sure
they are.
why we didn't, because I think we identified a lot of other areas that were
Yep.
actually no parking, but that's fine, I'm good with that. If we wanna take that to a public hearing, let's do that.
Okay.
So public hearing 2 weeks from
weeks.
tonight, July 8th.
Yep. Next is discuss vote to accept a resignation from a member of the Public Safety Committee. We have Charlie Drapo that has submitted his resignation. Is there a motion to accept that?
Yeah, I'd move that we accept Charlie Drapo's resignation from the Public Safety Committee with regrets.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Okay. Next, discuss vote on board and committee reappointments. And in our packet, we had a list of everybody that needs to be reappointed for the new fiscal year. And just going through these real quick, for the 2020 Master Planning Committee, we have extensions for just a one-year term. Diane Holden, Roger Maycumber, Todd Abbott, Robert Powers, David Barker, Tim Neal, Andy Cody, and Judith Carl. For the Community Garden Committee, we have Melissa Brandt, Amy Beth Lucarelli, Anthony Lucarelli, Nancy Brandt, Peter Cody, and Todd Smith. Conservation Committee, Peter Cody, Amy Beth Lucarelli, Anthony Lucarelli, Todd Smith. For the Economic Development Commission, we have John Wade. However, we may need to hold off on that appointment. It's come to light that there may be a residency issue with him. Library Board of Trustees, we have Bridget McCollum. And for the Road Review Committee, Roger Maycumber, David Benton, and Nancy Roberge. So it's the pleasure of the board.
I will move that we reappoint those that have been listed by you,
Excluding John Wade?
excluding.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second?
Okay. All those in favor? Okay.
Chairman Gerard?
Yep.
I just wanted to mention, there are a couple others that I haven't confirmed with yet.
Okay. So that'll be next agenda. All right. We have no old business. Other would entertain a motion to sign the minutes of the June 10th regular meeting.
So move.
Second?
All those in favor? Okay. And we're going to have to hold off on the annual town meeting minutes until next agenda because we don't have, or no, we can do
No,
that.
no,
Yeah.
please, because we need those to sign up for PERS.
Would entertain a motion to sign the minutes from June 14th annual town meeting.
So move.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? And I'm abstaining. Okay, pending decisions, the town charter change to establish a Public Works Department.
Pretty much what I said already, we got Highway 3 position that will be filled soon, and then part-time Public Works Director after that as soon as possible.
Okay. So the week's action list, Christina, could you just let those folks know that they were reappointed to their committees and schedule the public hearing for July 8th. Discussion of agenda items. I know Gary had talked about a town meeting recap for July 8th. We'll have the public hearing. Talk about the churches at the transfer station.
When's the next transfer station committee meeting?
7th. It's on the 7th.
The 7th? Probably should tee
Oh,
it up.
transfer station meeting, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Last night. It was last night. Yeah.
Okay, I guess we missed that, didn't we?
Okay. Anything else for the next agenda?
We got the annual appointments, right, that we're responsible for.
Did you mention about the land trust item?
Not yet, but
Did you
that's,
wanna-
yep,
Fire station.
yep. Ed, that's not on tonight's agenda.
Okay,
It's,
but I had some new business. Did I miss that part?
yeah. Anything else? We can, what did you need, Ed?
Basically, the question.
Hearing a delegation? We'll go backwards a little bit for you. No, go ahead.
Okay. Just
For you, Ed, anything?
Ed Dog
Step
on
right
Federal
up.
Street. I'm treasurer of the LOA for Lake Association, and they would like to put something up by the public beach. Information sign or like a kiosk or something like that. And we were wondering how we go about doing that. It's,
Be happy to meet with you and learn more.
pardon me?
I'd be happy to meet with you and learn more about what you
Okay,
wanted
fine.
to say.
Yep,
So, let's start there.
okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
I'll give you a call then.
thank you.
Easy enough?
You sound like it.
Thank you, Ed. Reminders, Thursday, June 26th is
When the 8th, the agenda on the 8th, we need an executive session for the town administrator's evaluation.
Haven't been here a year.
Something better.
Chairman Gerard, I just did think, we did have one other new committee applicant that you might need
Yes.
to do a meeting with.
Yep.
Do you want to do that for before the meeting and do Gary's after the meeting, executive sessions?
We can do his after the meeting,
Yeah.
that's fine. It would work for me.
Okay. Thursday, June 26th at 6:30 PM is the Library Board of Trustees at the library. Saturday, June 28th at 8:30 is a cribbage tournament at the Old Town Hall. Monday, June 30th at 5:15 PM is the 2020 Master Planning Committee, and at 6 PM is the Parks and Rec Committee at the Old Town Hall. Tuesday, July 1st at 2:30 PM, Senator King's has office business hour roundtable here at the town office. Wednesday, July 2nd, 7 PM is a planning board meeting. Thursday, July 3rd at 6 PM is a conservation commission. Friday, July 4th is a holiday, the offices will be closed. Monday, July 7th at 6 PM is a community garden. Tuesday, July 8th at 6 PM is a selectmen's meeting. Wednesday, July 9th at 5 PM, the Economic Development Committee is meeting at Town Hall. And on Thursday, July 10th at 11:30 a.m. is the senior luncheon at the Snowmobile Club. One other agenda item, committee assignments, selection committee assignments.
And I left you a note, there's a Parks and Rec committee too.
Yep, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mentioned it. And with that, would entertain a motion to adjourn to move into a,
Before you do that, I would like to thank you for the past year, Tammy Jo, and realize that coming here and moving meetings along in an efficient manner is only a tip of the iceberg, that the amount of time that goes in behind the scene between meetings is considerably more than the rest of us usually spend as being select people. So I want to thank you for what you've done this past year.
John? Now, we'll move on to adjourn to a workshop with the planning board.
You looking for a motion?
Yep,
So moved.
second? All those in favor? Okay.